Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back to another Real Madrid review. Real Madrid 2, Chelsea nil. That was a lot easier than expected. Look, Chelsea coming into this game, 11th in the Premier League, not been playing and not been getting good results recently. Um, so it's kind of expected. But my word, that was not too stressful. 2 seasons ago, Chelsea came over to the Bernabeu and got themselves a draw, and then ended up beating us at Stamford Bridge, and then winning the Champions League. Last season, we played really well in the first game at Stamford Bridge, but they rock up to the Bernabeu. It's 3 goals, technically 4, but we won and we ended up winning the Champions League. And this time round, we play the better football. We are the better side, and we take a 2-0 lead into the second leg. Now we'll be talking more about that second leg later on, and whether Chelsea could mount a comeback. It's not over because it's never over, but especially since it's 2-0. Because I think if Chelsea lost 3, 4, 5-0, it would have been a lot worse. 3-0, you would have had to score 4 goals to win. And I'm not saying Chelsea will score 3, but they only need 2 to bring it to extra time. If they get an early goal, Stamford Bridge, it's rocking. Who knows? Who knows? But let's talk more about that later on. I'm gonna talk about this game because coming to this game, I was not entirely optimistic with Real Madrid. You don't know what you're gonna get. I said in the preview, are we going to get the Barcelona Real Madrid or the Villarreal Real Madrid? Which one are you going to get? And let's be honest with ourselves here. We won Barcelona Real Madrid, but neither were we Villarreal Real Madrid. We were basically ourselves. We didn't outperform our level and our standards. We didn't underperform either. We were just normal standards. And Chelsea would have a sigh of relief, but I feel like we should have punished them more. It's last season we were talking about this. PSG, Chelsea, Man City. One thing they all had in common last season was when they thought they stuck the knife in at Real Madrid, but they didn't twist it. They didn't finish it. And look, this could be a case for us. I'm not worried. I'm not thinking to myself, I think Chelsea will punish us. But I feel like we could have punished Chelsea more. And yes, we did punish them by beating them 2-0. But we could have made it 3, maybe even 4. The chances we had were incredible. We had 18 shots, I believe, 10 on target. Chelsea had 7 shots, 3 on target. 7 shots. We had more shots on target than they had shots in general. Chelsea were dreadful. Let's be honest with ourselves here. They had 3 chances. Felix early on, Raheem Sterling in the first half, and Mount late on. 3 chances, and that's about it. So, look, you gotta be punishing that kind of team. And look, I feel like with 18 shots, with 10 on target, compared to 7 shots, 3 on target, you got to be doing better. There's obviously room for improvement. But am I going to complain? I'm not going to complain. I will happily take it. I think Real Madrid fans will happily take a win here. Um, and the second leg will be interesting for sure. But we could have done better. And Chelsea will be taking themselves, Lampard, the players will be taking themselves, we can actually have a shot. We've got the home advantage in the second game. We're only 2 down. But let's see. But yeah, we genuinely could have done more in that one. But it tells you a lot as well that Real Madrid, even if, and this could be because Chelsea are poor, but a Real Madrid side that weren't at their 100% best, maybe they were in their 75-80% best, still managed to beat Chelsea 2-0. And part of it is because Chelsea haven't been good and aren't great. But you gotta give credit to Real Madrid as well, for the way they played. Um, let's have a look at our lineup. So Courtois, obviously, Carvajal, obviously, I got them right. He went with Militao, Alaba as centre backs. Now I thought Rudiger was going to start, and Alaba was going to play at left back. In hindsight, maybe I should have thought better, that maybe Camavinga will be used. My bad. But I thought Rudiger is that kind of player, and that block to deny Mason Mount at the end there was genuinely incredible. That probably could have been a chance for Mount. I think Mount maybe wouldn't have scored, but that would have been another shot on target, another shot for Chelsea that could have really tested us. And yeah, but the back line was Camavinga, was Alaba, was Militao, was Carvajal. Technically I got Alaba right, but I thought he was going to play left back. So realistically, the only mistake I made was I thought Rudiger was going to start over Camavinga. That's good. The midfield, no Tchouaméni as I expected. I'm not overly surprised. You know, the first leg, I think Ancelotti wanted to go offensive, but maybe not too offensive. Um, so he played Valverde instead because, yeah, Valverde does track back, does make those runs, does help back defensively, which is why I thought he may have played on the right or may have started on the right hand side. But fair enough, he played in the midfield. Modric and Kroos, obviously, you got to be playing those two. Their experience, and we talk about how maybe Kante might get the better of them, or Enzo Fernandez might get the better of them, or maybe Kovacic or Mount. But Modric and Kroos showed their class once again and performed at that standard, at that level once again. And then the front line, Vini Jr., Benzema, as predicted. I did say that if Valverde doesn't play on the right, I expect it to be Rodrigo, and either ways it's fine. So realistically, I got Rudiger wrong, as Camavinga played instead. I got technically Valverde wrong, but let's say I got Rodrigo wrong, and I thought Tchouaméni was gonna play. Is that too wrong? For me, that's not too bad. But hopefully I can do better. But it's not the easiest to predict what lineup I'm gonna go with. But yeah, let's talk about the first goal, scored by Benzema. I saw this stat. Might have been Sky Sports actually. Benzema has scored more goals in 2023 than every Chelsea player combined, I believe. Something stupid like that. Now that is honestly sensational. That is honestly sensational. Now, before the World Cup, before the New Year, we were talking about how Benzema might be getting on a bit, might be having fatigue, might not be having a good season, might not have a good season. But suddenly we're back into that inner circle, we're back into that rhythm, algorithm, as to maybe Benzema is back. And look, we saw, news and, rumors and reports coming out saying that Benzema, after the New Year and after the injuries and everything, is back and trying to get back to playing, and he'll be giving his 100% until the end of the season. And I'm genuinely seeing that for the last 4 months of this new year, since the World Cup has ended, Benzema has been incredible. So shout out to Benzema. It's a simple goal. Carvajal with an over the top pass for Vini Jr., who gets a touch, Kepa saves, and Benzema instead of just tapping home. It's a simple tap in, but look, you know, the positioning to be there at the right place at the right time. It's also very important. It's not just about standing there and the ball comes to you and just tapping in. It's not all about that. It's good play, and we deserved it. One thing I realized was Carvalho was very, very in the middle. So he was staying in. He wasn't going too wide. When he put that cross over the top cross for Vini Jr., he was literally in the middle of the pitch, like the centre mid. So, look, maybe that was part of the game plan as well to try to get the fullbacks into the midfield. After you've got Kamavinga at left back, you could maybe try to get him into the middle, and Carvajal certainly did get into the middle to help out as well. Second goal, Marco Asensio, Mr. Reliable himself. There's a couple of players in this team. I can think of a few. Asensio, Lucas Vasquez, Nacho. The three that, you know, at the top of my head. Reliable players. Now, this Asensio leaving thing, I don't know what's going to happen with Asensio. He's done a lot. He's been at the club for a couple of years now. He's never really solidified his place as a first team player. So maybe it is time to go. But look, it's a good goal, and he always comes in, pop one goal here, one goal there. You know, it's incredible. It's incredible. And he's a very good player. And whoever gets him, look, I genuinely think, right, he would fit quite well at Arsenal or Liverpool, right? I mean, yeah, I mean Arsenal, but again, he wouldn't be a first teamer at any of those clubs. Maybe AC Milan. Actually, AC Milan is a very good shout. AC Milan is an incredible shout. By the way, speaking of AC Milan, they beat Napoli. Who knows, man? I mean, we'll talk more about the Champions League once the whole quarterfinal is over. But Asensio, Mr. Reliable himself, getting the job done. Shot corner, played by Modric, Cruz, and Vini Jr., who assisted both goals, technically. But yeah, assisted Asensio, who scored a low-driven left-footed shot from outside the box, beating Kepa. I mean, a lot of people are talking about Kepa should have done better, but can he do better? Maybe he can. Maybe he can, but yeah. Um, some chances. I mean, look, Chelsea have a few. Like I said, the three chances, right? Joao Felix sent through on goal 2 minutes in, and forces Courtois to make a save. It's a good chance. We were playing quite forward. We were playing quite attacking. So yeah, it was basically no one in our own half, and then Militao had to track back to get up and catch up with Joao Felix. Benzema had a left-footed shot straight at Kepa. Reece James with a low cross in to the box and attacked by Raheem Sterling. That was a Sterling chance. Forced Courtois to dive low to make the save. Vini Jr. with some brilliant dribbling and chips it over Kepa, but Thiago Silva clears it away. Modric with a cross flicked on by Alaba and straight at Kepa. Modric with a curling effort over the bar. And the red card for Chilwell here, 59 minutes in. Chilwell pulls down Rodrigo, who was true on goal, technically, and gets a red card. I saw that at first and I was going, it's a bit harsh, but I do think it's a red. And that's not me being, biased and saying, look, I'm a Real Madrid fan, so that should be a red. And every red card that our opponent gets should be a red because I'm a Real Madrid fan. That's just nonsense, right? But I would agree with Rodrigo is basically true on goal. And whether you think he's going to score or not, it's a different story. But the fact is, he's true in a scoring opportunity, a scoring position, and Chilwell just pulls him from behind. And it's back to that same thing we say all the time again. If you are a player, and look, whether you think Chilwell put him hard enough for him to go down, it's a different story. But if you're a player, you would just go down. You would just fall. If you have a minor touch, if your opponent gives you a minor touch, just fall down, and either he's gonna get a warning, a yellow or red, or you get a free kick or penalty or whatever. It's smart, but this time on, I do actually think it's a foul. Um, and then Asensio, right after scoring his goal, with another effort, um, another left um, footed low driven effort, this time from further out, and it goes wide. Um, I think most people find this chance a must score. Benzema, it's a bit poor. Alaba with a cross beaten away by Kepa straight towards Benzema, who couldn't capitalize from the header rebound. Maybe could have done better, but when the ball is flying in the air straight at you, you're not going to have time to think, look, I should head it a little bit and not too high. You know, you're not gonna be there and just think, because you don't have time to think. You just get the head off. So it's a bit unfortunate. I get what the fans and I get what people are saying, but cut him some slack. And then lastly, Mason Mount with a shot towards goal, but Rudiger blocks it in 93rd minute. So yep, that was the chance that maybe could have given Chelsea a goal back. You never know. But we won't know until. We will never know. But to end off, let's talk about that second leg. I will be doing another preview. Obviously, after this, I'm pretty sure we got Cardiff right after this, and then we got Chelsea next week. Cardiff, I think it's on Sunday. Is it Sunday? Saturday, Sunday? Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night. So we'll see what we can do. But that second leg, I'll do a preview. I'll do a preview for Cardiff as well. Don't worry. But that second leg, can Chelsea win? The answer is simple. Yes, they can. They can turn this around. I'll tell you why. First up, they're at Stamford Bridge. They have got the fans at their side, on their side, cheering them on. Second up, it's a Champions League, and everyone say that Real Madrid just fall in love with the Champions League, but I think Chelsea, when it comes to the Champions League, also produce some good moments. So let's not forget about that. But some problems I have with them is you look at that Chelsea team that played, that Chelsea team that started. Obviously, they're not gonna get Chilwell, so maybe Cucurella is gonna play left back now. But they started off with a three at the back, right? Kepa in goal. Fofana, Silva, Koulibaly, Chilwell, James. I can't remember who they have in midfield. I think it was it Kante, Enzo Fernandez, if I'm not mistaken. Let me have a look at this Chelsea team. Yeah, it was Kante, Enzo Fernandez, and Kovacic in the midfield, and then it was Felix and Sterling up front. Havertz didn't play, which was a bit of a surprise to me. But look at that team, right? That team 3-5-2. Cucurella is probably gonna play as a wing back now to replace Chilwell. But I look at that team and I go, Chelsea will need 2 goals at least. If they want to win, they will need 3, but 2 goals to bring in the extra time. With that team, I can't see where they're gonna score 2 from. They don't have a proper number 9, because look, you could say maybe Felix is, but is Felix going to score you a hat trick or 2 goals? No. They played Sterling at striker next to Felix. They've got Havertz on a bench they could bring on. Pulisic isn't really a number 9. Mikhailo Mudryk, Hakim Ziyech, they don't really have much when it comes to number 9s. So I'm concerned for Chelsea in that regard. Their midfield, Enzo is a creative player, but when you need goals, you need that type of player like a Kevin De Bruyne who you know that you can put in the midfield, and regardless if your strikers Haaland or Felix or Sterling, De Bruyne can provide that creativity. Now I'm not saying Enzo isn't creative, but De Bruyne is on that next level, and you're not gonna rely on a youngster like Enzo. And I'm pretty sure he had the most touches and passes and stuff like that. He was the heart of the Chelsea midfield, but you can't be relying on Enzo to be the one doing everything. And even if you can, who is gonna finish the dinner? No one's finishing the dinner. I mean, I thought Havertz was gonna play because man for the big game, innit? Sterling played, he's not going to be the one. Felix played, he's not going to be the one. You don't have a proper 9 to play. Havertz is probably the closest, maybe Felix. But Havertz, Felix, are they going to play Havertz? I reckon if I was to predict a Chelsea lineup now, I would predict Havertz and Felix up front for Chelsea. I genuinely would. And then I think they'll keep the same midfield. I think James would play. I think Cucurella will replace Chilwell. Who are they going to play at the back? Is Koulibaly injured for a long period of time, or is it going to be a couple of days? If he's fit, Koulibaly, Silva, Fofana. If it's not, are you going to have to play Chalobah there? You know, it's worrying signs for Chelsea. So, look, I'm not overly arrogant and saying, we're going to win this 1,000,000%. Chelsea, you suck and stuff like that. But I can't help but to be confident that we will go through, that we will win because of the circumstances we're in. So, yeah. But let me know your thoughts on the game. Do you think we'll go through? Do you think Chelsea can make a comeback? Let me know. But I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Hit the like button if you did. Subscribe to the channel if it's on already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.